Today, nobody's innocent. We're all guilty, and we're going to the DOC with JCVD. It's why we love Death Warrant, and it's next on Macho Movie Madness. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, it's me and Kenny. What's up, man?
How you doing?
Oh, doing good. It's raining like crazy.
Same. Beautiful fall weather.
Yeah. Perfect time to talk about a movie that I feel like I could watch any time of year, really. That's Death Warrant. Before we start, you got anything to say about this movie?
You know, going into it, like we chatted, this was always one of my favorites as a kid. When you think of Van Damme, like this was always one of them that stuck out for me. You know, sometimes when you haven't seen a movie in a long time, you're going into it as that 11-year-old kid, you know, that's seen it back in the day. And sometimes they don't hold up 30 years later. You know, you're like, maybe, you know, that wasn't as good as I thought. And this one still holds up for me. If it's on, I'm watching it.
Yeah, full disclosure, this is one of those movies. Like, if you told me we're going to watch a movie, you know, that's got slasher elements, it's got a serial killer, it's got a prison and Jean-Claude Van Damme, I'd say, Kenny, Booby, I'm your white knight. Sign me up.
Yeah.
But no, this was definitely one of my favorites as a kid. I think we had it on VHS back in the day, so I watched it a lot. And so it's one I go back to like once a year. You know, you've got his top of the line like Kickboxer and what you'd say probably Hard Target and Universal Soldier. And I feel like this one kind of gets swept under the rug, but like you said, it's one of those favorites that, like, I got to be in a certain mood to watch those movies. This one I don't. I can throw in on at any time.
No, you know, and Lionheart was another one that I loved when I was a kid, and I watched it about a month ago, and I was just like, man, you know, it wasn't as good to me now.
Yeah.
But this one holds, man. It's really good.
So we'll get into the specifics here. This movie was released September the 14th, 1990, directed by Darren Safarian, if I'm saying that right. Written by David S. Goyer, which weren't you telling me that this was one of the first scripts that he wrote?
Yeah, second script that he ever wrote. It was the first one that he sold and that got made into a movie.
Thanks to Canon Films. We love our Canon Films here on this channel. You never know what you're going to get with them. On a $6 million budget worldwide, it made $46 million. So not a modest hit, fairly decent sized hit for them, but they were like way in the red by that point, and there was no getting out of it, regardless of how well this movie did. So we'll go into the plot of this movie just real briefly. He plays Detective Burke, and in the opening scene, he's going after the Sandman, played by Patrick Kilpatrick, who offed his partner, and he's tracked him to L.A., and he presumably kills him. And then it jumps forward several months, and they want him to go in this undercover operation into this prison outside of L.A. There's all these prisoners that have been turned up dead, and they're trying to figure out why and who's behind all these murders. And so with the help of Amanda Beckett, played by Cynthia Gibb, he goes in and finds out that this is all kind of a racketeering deal for body parts. They're finding people with rare blood types, and it's the easy way for them to harvest organs and sell them to these rich people. And that was the whole point of the movie, basically. He gets in there. They find out he has like a super rare blood type. And so they're going to kill him off. And so that's your basic plot to Death Warrant. And of course, the Sandman makes a triumphant return, and you get that final battle there at the end of the movie.
And of course, as we know, you know, I mean, you can try to kill JCVD off. It doesn't always prove to be easy.
Right. So jumping into this, what are your pros right out of the gate?
The scenery, dude. The dark prison. I mean, and the whole movie's not dark. You do get some LA sunshine in some scenes, but the prison, man, it's dark lit. It's creepy. Prisons aren't like that, obviously. I mean, I've never been to prison. I don't know, but I can't imagine that prisons are like that. You never know what's lurking around that corner, and especially the ending scene, you know, when they're down towards like the boilers and all that down there. Chains hanging, jangling. I mean, it's creepy.
Yeah,
and I love that, and I
yeah.
thought it was shot well.
Yeah, I like how you got different elements of the prison. Like the farther down you go, like you get down to priest people, and I love that character in this movie.
Yeah,
The guy who played priest was awesome. You get down there, and it's all real soft lighting, and they got drapes hanging off everything. I actually read somewhere that the laundry room and the mess hall and the kitchen were shot in the same hotel as Pretty Woman at the same time. The death warrant scenes were shot in the basement, and Pretty Woman was shot upstairs. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Oh man! Did they do that on purpose?
No, I think they just both booked the hotel at the same time, and so they didn't trample on each other's feet, and so it worked out.
Pretty Woman. Did they think Pretty Woman was just a little bit more high class? Is that why they got to be, not in the basement?
Upstairs? Yeah.
Yeah, upstairs.
Which I gotta talk about that. That leads me to another pro, the fights in this movie. I really like. I wish there was more. You get that scene. He makes enemies real quick with the Mexican guy in the mess hall when he's going after Robert Guillemay's character. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head either.
Hawkins.
Yeah, I don't know how I can forget Hawkins.
You had to messed up one of his eyes was messed up.
It's dead. The eye. It's dead.
Yeah, dead eye.
But when the Mexican guy's got Hawkins and at knife point, and Van Damme steps in there, and I love that scene where they catch him later down in the laundry when he's mopping. He's like, "Hey, I want to introduce you to my homie Bruce," and it's Al Long, who's doesn't look like he belongs in the Mexican gang at all.
No. And a lot of films were notorious for that.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and it always seemed like it was a Mexican situation where you would have a character in there that's like, dude, that guy's not Mexican. Why is he in there? That's not a Mexican dude.
Yeah, but this time it was Al Long, and neither one were. This is a Van Damme movie, so they're going down for sure. I guess that's also kind of a con. There wasn't a whole lot of fights as good as the ones were. It was more just the suspense and the mystery of who was behind everything.
And it's still being a Van Damme film and having less fights in it, and it's still an awesome film.
Yeah.
So that just attests to the storytelling. I thought the story in this was awesome. Like I love that whole thing. I didn't feel like it was just like a run of the mill. Oh, he's in a fight club. This had a good story behind it, and with him tied into the Sandman from him killing his partner. But the real villain, it's that guy at the end that's trying to save his wife.
Yeah, he's behind everything.
Yes. And so I thought, I mean, that's a good story.
Another thing that helps the story is you got some pretty strong actors in this, like Art LaFleur, who we love in like Trancers. Damn it, McNulty.
Yeah, Sergeant DeGroff.
Yeah,
real prick.
I like that opening scene where he's cracking nuts with his baton. So
yeah, he's a real prick.
He plays it so well. I don't know how many times he's been a cop. He is in Cobra, and he was in this, in Trancers. He's just a really good cop.
Yeah, that's like his stereotype. Like,
yeah,
like, hey, we need you for this movie. You're gonna be a cop.
But I thought he was really good in this. I thought like his cellmate Kanifke, the guy who says you get down on your knees and you pay.
Yeah.
He was a really good slimy actor. The dude in the infirmary that gets lit on fire, I just saw him in something else. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Armed and Dangerous, maybe, with John Candy. And he's always a good just character actor. And I thought this movie was filled with a lot of actors like that who you see them from things and the layperson doesn't really know who they are, but they're really good actors.
Right. Larry Hankin.
That's the guy.
Mayerson. Yeah, Mayerson's his name in the movie, but Larry Hankin. And he plays he's always just like a side character. I mean, he's in a ton of films. Yeah.
I think he was in Home Alone even. Is he the cop? Yeah. What did you think of the Sandman? How he took 6 shots in the chest just like Michael Myers and ends up turning up at the end, and you just can't kill the guy.
And you know what a comparison.
Yeah.
You know, his nickname's even the Sandman, and that's like the big song
Mr.
for
Sandman.
Halloween. You know,
Yeah.
Mr. Sandman. So I thought Patrick, and what a hell of a name, Patrick Kilpatrick.
Oh, he was born to play a bad guy with that name.
Yeah, that's the majority of his roles in films are, you know, he's playing the villain, and I think he does a great job, especially the look of the Sandman. He looked like a psychopath, and you know, I read somewhere where critics, that was one of their downers on this movie, was the villain. Most of them didn't like him, which,
Oh wow.
you know,
I mean, he's not in it enough, really.
Watching.
He's just kind of in the beginning and the end. But
Right.
I didn't get the impervious to pain thing. I mean, it's cool, you know, that he's got that, you know, he goes in the fire and comes back out still fighting and everything. But none of that was really.
I thought he was good.
Yeah, I like him. I like him in everything. Under Siege 2, he plays a heavy in that. He's really good in that.
Yeah. He also plays a villain in one of the 75 sequels to The Substitute. Yeah, he plays like the head of this neo-Nazi group. Yeah. So
I bet he kills it. I bet he's probably the best thing in the movie.
He probably is. Yeah. I've only seen that movie one time, but ain't that what you can remember? Like, that's who I remember. I couldn't tell you at the time who was playing the main character, but I remember Patrick Kilpatrick from that movie. So
right.
Those critics, I mean,
suck it.
Agree to disagree. Suck it. Boom.
Amanda Beckett in the movie, I like that character a lot. One of the cons, I mean, I guess it's kind of a con. Her and the little computer nerd, which it's got that late 80s cheese to it, you know, with the kid trying to look down her blouse and trying to hit on her and everything. But some of that was a little bit eye-rolling, but I liked her character. I thought she was really good. And what she went through, you know, there at the end with, McNulty, whatever his name was, when they make her strip down before she can see Van Damme. I really liked that character. I thought she was cool.
Wasn't she? She was very green.
Yes.
Wasn't she real like early in her career? Like, so, you know, at first Van Damme, he wasn't thrilled about her being a part of that.
Yeah. And then she shows up and says, are you trying to get me killed the way she's dressed? Yeah. Well, I thought she played that very well.
Yeah. He found out she was ready when they had the conjugal visit. So
I mean, it's Van Damme in 1990. Any more things on the pro side that you want to talk about? I feel like we could talk about Hawkins and Priest forever. I love those characters in this movie. Hawkins just a great sidekick, and Priest down in the bowels of the prison. Those two, besides Van Damme, they're the MVPs of this movie to me. I love those characters, and especially when they go, you know, with shotguns there toward the end of the movie. You know, when that prison riot's breaking loose.
Yeah, when he first goes down to see Priest, that's a good scene. You know.
Yeah. Would you like a lady?
First, you think there's like he's got some women down there, but come to find out, those are she-he's, and you know. He thinks he's just too good for us, Priest. You know? I just
hate to see a good man go to waste.
To me, Priest is a top 3 character in that movie. I think I liked Priest a little bit better than I liked Hawkins. Again, you know, I mean, we're big horror guys too, so I always felt this movie was on the edge. It's not typically Van Damme movies aren't dark like this. I mean, this one's on the verge of, like you said, you know, openings. I mean, it's a slasher thriller type, almost like Chuck Norris's Silent Rage.
Yeah,
you know,
they're punching holes in the wall of people's heads.
Yeah, that was out of the norm for Chuck Norris movies too. So
I like that one.
Yeah, it's good. It's one of my favorite Chuck Norris movies. So
that may be a Warehouse B later on.
Yeah, we may have to get that in.
On the con side, I was trying to think. I mean, the acting is what it is. It's good, you know, with the good actors. Van Damme was this his 3rd or 4th starring role? So he's still trying to find his way, and he never was great or anything. But
yeah, he wasn't going to win no Academy Award for, you know, acting.
But yeah, other than that, and you know, like some of the some of the stuff, like meet my homie Bruce, who's obviously not a Chicano.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't have too many cons to this movie, other than they just don't really explain the supernatural element to the Sandman, how he's impervious to everything. That makes me think twice when I watch it.
And there are people out there that their pain tolerance is just out, but still doesn't mean you can't be hurt.
Right.
By no means. Now that you pointed that out, that could be a con. I didn't think about that at all, though. When I was watching the movie, so I'm like you. I don't have a lot of cons. I mean, you kind of hit them if there was any for me, and like you said, the acting it is what it is for what the movie is, and which is great, by the way. The acting, this was like his third one.
Yeah.
And he's still 100 times better than he was in Lionheart. The acting in Lionheart is terrible. The fight scenes are great. I mean, it's a Van Damme movie. Yeah. So, the fight scenes are there. The supporting cast and the acting in Lionheart is terrible. It really is not good. And I will never watch Lionheart again unless we ever decide to cover it. So
we'll have to do a tier ranking at some point. Do a bunch of Van Dammes. I know me and you'll have to watch most of them because Brandon, for whatever reason, he's just not. He's more of a Seagal guy, and I don't get that.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Seagal. We like Seagal. Seagal's got some great films. There's a lot of Seagal movies I like, but I mean, we're talking about Van Damme, baby. I mean, come on. Van Damme don't run like a girl, so.
What would you rank this out of 5? I think objectively maybe 3.5. You're thinking? Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. Acting wise, you can't put it up there, up in the 4 range, but I think it's a solid 3.5.
Most definitely, yeah.
And it's fun. Like I said, it's one of those I can put on at any time. I don't have to be in like a sci-fi mood like with Universal Soldier or Time Cop or in a fighting mood with Kickboxer or Bloodsport or something like that. Mm-hmm. This is one I could throw on at any time and just chill.
Yeah, same.
Any closing statements?
What do we got coming down the pipe?
I think maybe we're talking about doing some Batman. This is the last I'd heard from Brandon, so I'm not sure which one, but we're talking some Batman possibly in the future. So
nice.
So, guys, that about wraps it up for this one. Like I said, go watch Death Warrant. It's usually on Tubi and free streaming platforms all the time. And until next time,
we're out of here.